Fringe Radio, your trusted source for the paranormal, conspiracy theory, and true crime.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Dark Fringe Radio, your number one source for the paranormal, conspiracy theory, and true crime. And back in the saddle again with me and, of course, the OG co-host, Jay Colosi. Jay, what is going on, my brother?
I couldn't hear you.
Oh, yeah. Do you hear me now, brother? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's macho.
That's macho.
That's macho. I do a better macho than I do Hogan, I guess. It's good to be back. I have missed the DFR. I've been working on some stuff, friends. I have a new, there'll be a new podcast we're going to talk about.
Yeah,
later.
We're going to pause that because I want to put a highlight on that.
Teaser. It's teaser. Business, sir.
Yes.
So,
but you're absolutely right, Jay.
So that's why I haven't been around. I have been busy kind of creating some of my own content, which we're going to cover later. But I am so happy to be back on the DFR, doing it right with my dude, my bestest friend from the wayest of backs. And I couldn't be happier. Although, the topic we're covering is a sensitive one. But we're going to do it with some happiness and positivity, more celebratory. So in that vein, I'm happy to be here.
Awesome, brother. Yeah, it's happy to have you back on here. It's great to have you on and get back to the old school business as usual here. We've had a lot of guests. We had an explosion of people reaching out to be, guests on the podcast to promote either a book or whatever they're doing. And we've been just inundated, just crazy with people, as you've been seeing for the last month and a half. It's just been nonstop episodes every week.
The DFR hotline is on fire, or as they say here in South Florida, in fuego.
Oh, exactly right. And Jay, you're absolutely right about the topics we're going to cover tonight. First off, we're going to be talking about the passing of the legendary Hulk Hogan. That's a little bit of a sensitive topic because we're going to actually talk about the difference between the man versus the character. And so we're going to get into that a little bit more later. But the real meat and potatoes for tonight, we're going to be talking about, of course, the passing of Ozzy Osbourne, one of the greatest of ever all time to live and do it. I can't tell you how many times that me and Jay have been either in a car or at a pool hall and just playing Ozzy constantly.
Come on.
That's just something that we've always had in common, music. And we've both loved Ozzy, and we loved his music, even when it was with Black Sabbath, and even so when he was on a solo career. We'll get into all that and so much more here later. But before we get into all that, Jay, how can everybody listen to the podcast? It's been a while since you've done it, but can you remind everybody again how they can listen to this beautiful broadcast?
Well, let's see if we can bust off some of this rust, sir. I believe you can get our podcast anywhere you get podcasts, like Stitcher, Google Play, Spotify, iTunes. You can get it right here on YouTube, which is the best place not only to hear it, but to see it. But in truth, the best place to get it, the purest of pure, the most concentrated of concentrators, if you go directly to darkfringeradio.com. That's where you can get it all. The content, the merchandise, the backlog. You can get our faces. You can get our guests, the hotline. You can get it all right there.
There you go.
Where you know.
Thank you, Jay. That's exactly right. Darkfringeradio.com. Make sure you go there. Like Jay said, that is the source of all the content right there. You can catch all the episodes. You can catch all our all our postings that we do on social media. We do some extra content there too as well on the side. So please check it out there at darkfringeradio.com. And of course, as Jay mentioned, on YouTube, please subscribe to our channel. It really helps us out. This is a free podcast. We don't charge you guys anything for it. Just all we ask for is for you to subscribe. So if you could do that, we would really, really appreciate it, because the percentages of how many people that listen to the podcast versus that are subscribed are very, very, very different. So for those, please do us a favor and subscribe and like our content. We really appreciate it. But talking about content, Jay, you're doing some content on your own, and you came out with a kind of a podcast, a kind of mini cast, I would maybe call it, because they're not long-winded, conversations like we have here on Dark Fringe Radio. But tell us a little bit about it, Jay, and what you're doing there.
So I've created a new show called The Fox and Pony Show. It is a YouTube channel dedicated to cool rides owned by regular people with some pretty neat backstories, kind of like the car that's behind me, my car, my GT350. So yes, I've done a few episodes. They've all been kind of shorter, just kind of getting to understand what those cars are and kind of how really many cars the platform was built on,
Mm-hmm.
because there's so many cool stories. That car has such a cool story. And the next episode I'm trying to work on, and I've just started working on it, is actually all about the Shelby GT350 that she is, and actually how they're the only Shelbys that Shelby disowned. So
Wow.
that one will finally be a little bit more of a deeper dive. I'll have other people's rides, which will have a little bit more of a deeper dive. The first episode, I don't want to do too much on me and my car because I felt like that was a little self-serving.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, a lot of stuff coming. Right now, it's all real small, real easy piece up. A couple music videos, just some cool shit to keep you going.
Mm-hmm.
Look out for the bigger episodes, and we're gonna have car shows, road trips. It's gonna be awesome. So the Fox and Pony Show right there on YouTube. Also, please like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. There's gonna be a Facebook page, hopefully going up tomorrow. I was working on
Awesome.
it today.
That's good news. I'm glad to hear that. That's awesome. Yeah, Jay, continue to put out that content. It's great stuff. If you're a car enthusiast, I would definitely recommend you guys check that out. Fox and Pony Show, check out Jay Galosi doing that stuff. So yeah, please make sure you subscribe and like to that YouTube and be on the lookout for that Facebook as well. So I'm very proud of you, Jay. That's awesome shit, man. Keep it going. I think you're putting out some great content out there. And like I said, don't stop. It's all about consistency.
Having fun with it.
Yeah, no, listen, it's all about consistency and it's all about content. Content is king, and that's the truth. I can tell you that. Well, let's get into our next segment, excuse me, here, Jay, which is Dark Fringe News. You ready for some Dark Fringe News, bro?
I have been missing my Dark Fringe News, my friend.
All right, let's get going.
For 15 years, I've been trying to teach you how to write a lead. Do I have to do everything myself? Get the story, write the story?
No, we'll do it live. Fuck it.
I was looking at the James Brown wig.
Fucking thing sucks.
If that's your kind of thing, Maria, you love doing it yourself.
Sometimes, yeah. I can take.
Confucius say, I do not think the story had much validity.
Not much validity at all, but I kind of wanted to talk about something that, Jay, that we covered here on the podcast extensively, and that is, of course, the Jeffrey Epstein issue that we've had here a long time ago. Now, this thing is on freaking fire again. It's on fire. I just wanted to cover what's going on as of late. And for those that don't know, if you're living under a rock, supposedly the DOJ was supposed to put out these files. They've been talking about it ever since the new president came in.
Pretty sure it was one of the things he platformed and stood on as he was trying to become president, was how there was going to finally be some
disclosure
in the White House and transparency, and they were going to release those files that don't exist.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Jay. And we're not saying we pick any side here. We're just giving you what the news is. And what the news is saying is that the DOJ was supposed to come out with these files. All right. Mm-hmm. Then they said the files were on their desk. Mm-hmm. The files were so voluminous, there was over, I think, 3,000 hours of video footage or something like that, something abnormal, crazy.
Yeah.
But they were supposed to be going through all this. Everybody made an uproar about, hey, what's going on? Then it went quiet for a while, about a month, between them saying that they were going to work on all this stuff and have it come out and coming out with it. Nothing happened. So it got kind of quiet. So then again, somebody started saying, hey, what's been going on with this? Now, all of a sudden, they're not there. They're not real. They just went poof. They were gone. Like a fart in the wind. Just like that. And
see me now?
Yeah. So now what they're saying is that there is a list, but it was put together by another administration back in the day. I'm not getting into names and of the presidents or anything like that, because I don't want anybody to say, hey, we're saying one side or the other, doing this or that. No, we're not doing that tonight. Fuck you guys. This is honest journalism. This is
in the most loving way.
In the most loving way. Yeah, this is honest, because I'm not giving one side or the other.
No.
So right now, at this point, Ghislaine Maxwell has been sitting in prison and saying, hey, well, if there's no files, what the heck am I doing in jail? Right? How did I get prosecuted if there's no files? There's no list. So DOJ supposedly sent one of their attorneys, happens to be the sitting president's criminal defense attorney, by the way, if those don't follow what's going on here, and basically trying to make some type of deal with Ghislaine Maxwell. So that's where we're at right now. That's all I'm going to say. we'll see what happens when this all comes out. But it's very, 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 very um, suspicious about the way they're going all about this here, Jay. What is your opinion?
My opinion is, as it has always remained,
Yeah,
that those things would never actually see the light of day
right.
because it doesn't matter what side of the fence you are on. My guess is
There's people at the top on both
they're
sides.
all on it.
Yeah, I agree with you, Jay. I think that's probably the number one reason why you'll never see it. You're absolutely right. It's too much collateral damage on both sides.
But now here's the real question, Will. And really, this is what anybody who hears this podcast or sees it or talks about it or however far our bark may reach, and I say bark in just a very loving tone, because I'm starting to get brown these days, and that's getting scary.
Yeah.
So the question we really have to ask ourselves is: we all clearly the administration, past, present, current. I guess president is current, whatever. Because the one that's current was also past, and then there was one in there also in the past. So it's still Back to the Future-ish.
Yep, I get it.
So we all know that those files clearly exist. Because again, Ghislaine Maxwell is in prison because there was a list. But now there's not a list.
Right.
Because there's some speculation of some of the names that are on the list might currently sit in very powerful positions.
Yeah.
So the question will be is, how stupid is the public going to act?
Yeah.
When it is so glaringly obvious that these things are not going to come out because the people that are on them don't want anybody to know that they're actually on them.
Yeah.
Because that's like the one unifying thing I think we can all agree on.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter race, religion. That whole kid thing, we all agree with that. Protect the innocents.
And you know what? It's funny you say that because I've seen, the people on that side that are, on the MAGA side, as they would call it, right? But then now they're saying, hey, listen, we're not going to back down from this part either. So I'm starting to see more of there's a lot of people are kind of, separating themselves because of this issue. And I think this is a pretty damn big issue and something that they can't ignore at this point. This is a mountain that they just can't get around. As much as they want to put stuff out there, they're going to change the commanders back to what was the Chiefs? Not the Chiefs, but the Redskins? Yeah, and then that Coca-Cola was going to put what was it, cane sugar back in the Coca-Cola, and they came out and said, no, we're not.
How about this? How about this?
Yeah.
How about this? How about this one? Right about the same time as all this is happening, Donald Trump is talking about hosting a UFC fight on the White House lawn.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Big UFC guy. Okay.
Me too.
Watched it today.
Yeah.
Right. Spent most of my afternoon washing my car, watching people punch each other in the face.
Yep.
Probably my favorite thing to do. And yet, I think it's tasteless to set up an octagon and a cage fight on the White House lawn. That's supposed to be the best home field advantage in the freestanding world. That is meant to be monument on top of monument. So every leader comes in and goes, oh, this place has reverence just from walking into it. But now we're going to have mother effing human cockfighting. And again, it's not really what it is anymore. Right. It's an incredible sport. But it's not what you do on the White House lawn. That's where you have Easter egg hunts. That's where you pardon the turkey, right? That's where you light the tree. That's not where people punch each other in the face and break their arms. It's not. Yeah. There's a guy tonight whose eyes swelled up so big. They're gonna have to go drain.
I saw that. That was horrible. Looked like a bubble.
Yeah, and we're gonna have George Washington overlooking that.
Yeah. Again, Jay, I'm not here to judge, but you're absolutely right about that.
There's
a certain amount of respect that you have for certain things, and the White House, you have respect for that.
Yeah, it was like I said in the first go around, right? The thing I'd always said that made Trump so tricky was he really was a good magician. He's like an idiot savant. He gets you looking at your left. The right hand's doing something shady. But somehow this other hand gets you going, and you just look at it long enough to where suddenly this hand's got a quarter or something. You don't know what the hell happened.
Yeah.
His hand may have been a little slow on this particular topic. At least we'll see, right?
Well, let's see. Let's see what happens. I just wanted to bring it up to everybody because this is a topic that we talked about in very deep detail. We dedicated a whole episode to it. You know what I mean?
You did. I remember it.
And so, now in retrospect, now all these things that are happening, we want to make sure that we're on top of it and let people know what is happening, because this is not over by any
This
stretch
is one of
the
those things we said right from the get-go. We were going to follow all the way through to the end.
all the way through, exactly.
And here we are years later. We hadn't really talked about it because
nothing's really been happening, really.
There's really been nothing happening.
Right. Last 5 years, nothing.
Nothing. Until this weekend.
Yep. Yeah, it just blew up like a canister. But hey, let's see what happens. Let's see what if we get any new information. Let's see if any kind of shoe drops, something happens. I don't know, Jay, but it's going to be very interesting to see what transpires out of this whole thing. So that's it for Dark Fringe News. Jay, are you ready for some What the F Florida Man?
I am beyond ready for What the F Florida Man.
All right, let's do it.
Florida man.
A Florida man. A Florida man.
A Florida man.
Now to the town of Seffner, Florida, near Tampa, where last night the earth opened up as it does increasingly, and this time it swallowed a 37-year-old man as he slept in his home.
A man accused of destroying a liquor store in Okaloosa County told police he was in Alice in Wonderland. Matthew Horace Jones also said a caterpillar smoking a hookah told him to do it.
A man calls 911 while Collier County Sheriff's deputies are chasing him, and he says Donald Trump, our president, is his personal friend, a close one at that.
A Lake Worth man is not too happy. He's accused of getting violent when waiters at a restaurant told him they weren't giving away free pizza.
Covering Florida this morning, a Key West man is behind bars. Investigators say he was caught with a large amount of cocaine hidden in this Cookie Monster doll.
Holy shit, man.
Holy shit, man is right, Jay. And man, it feels so good to listen to that. It's been a while since I heard that, man. It feels so good. Makes me laugh every fucking time.
You know what's really funny? I have so this last week, one of the reasons why I'm so dark these days, friends, is I did just spend 7 days also on vacation. My wife told me my wife said I earned a vacation with what I've been going through.
Yes.
So whatever. She said I earned a vacation. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Right? Gold star for Jay. So as I was out there in Singer Island, we're out there with family. I have this 14-year-old, 15-year-old, 16-year-old nephew. Excuse me. Corey is now 16 years old.
Okay.
And he and I are talking for a second. And out of nowhere, he goes, "Do you think we landed on the moon?"
Oh, here we go.
And I'm like, okay.
What side is he on, Jay?
He's on your side.
Okay. All right.
He's like, something like
you're on vacation, Jay. You can't escape it.
That's right. I said, well, first off, if we didn't, the earth is flat. That's how that works. So secondly, you're 16. What the hell are you talking about?
Uh-huh.
And we ended up having a long conversation about conspiracy theories, and he was getting my opinion and takes on things. So what did I do? What do you think I did, everybody? I sent him directly to darkfringeradio.com. I sent him directly to YouTube, where he liked, he subscribed, he rang the bell for notifications.
Look at that.
Came back to me the next day, and this is no lie. I swear to God, he did. He's like, I watched 3 of those episodes. He's like, those were awesome.
Really? He liked it, huh?
So, he did. And I told him.
16-year-old. That's good. I'm glad to hear that. That's a good demographic to get onto.
I mean, yeah, the young ones.
Yeah, young adult. That's what we want.
So he and I did talk about the Florida Man opening, and I did say it may be my favorite part of the entire show. It's a really long way to say it's my favorite part of the show.
Yeah, it is. It's my favorite too.
Okay.
What do we got, Jay?
Florida Man, you ready for this, William?
Let's do it.
Tell us.
Ooh.
That's
rare. Got that wee tongue tonight, huh?
That's rare. That's a rare. Let's try that again.
It's rust, Jay. It's all it is.
Take
rust. Take 2.
Okay. Tallahassee. The word was going to be Tallahassee. Tallahassee police cuff and arrest Florida man dressed as Chuck E. Cheese.
Heard about this one. Yeah, this is interesting.
Yeah, I had 3. William sent me one that was not real.
Oh, it wasn't real?
It wasn't real.
Fuck. Okay, my bad.
Second one.
Fake news.
Second one sounded great.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the guy didn't survive, so we can't talk about that one.
Okay,
It's no
yeah.
longer funny. It would have been funny until it became serious. It's no longer funny.
If he would have survived it, it would have been funny, probably.
Absolutely. My condolences. So, switching back to the one that we're going to keep with, which was the one that was kind of plastered everywhere. You could not kind of get away from this one, which kind of, honestly, for the topic, it fits. Because talking 80s, talking icons. So here we go.
Absolutely.
Police cuff and arrest Florida man dressed as Chuck E. Cheese while kids watch. Okay? A man dressed as Chuck E. Cheese was arrested Wednesday at the Kids Center on Share Road in Tallahassee, according to the court records. Jamel Jones, 41, was taken into custody on credit card theft and fraud charges, according to court documents obtained Friday by WCTV. Since Jones's arrest, social media posts have circulated online commenting on kids being left traumatized after witnessing officers placing handcuffs on the suspect who was wearing the Chuck E. Cheese outfit.
Sorry.
Quick funny side note. When I was 20, I worked at Babies R Us in Boca Raton, and at the grand opening, because this thing was huge, like this was a major thing.
Yeah, that place was big.
That place was huge.
Yeah.
They had me dress as the Cat in the Hat. Now, I don't do characters.
Okay.
And I haven't done characters. This is one of the reasons why I never do characters. I stood as the Little Caesar out in the middle of the median in high school. That was stupid enough for me.
That was enough.
This Cat in the Hat would be the second time where I was like, this is not for me. So it has this post that was right here.
Okay.
It sat on my head to support the big, tall hat. No, I had to wear it because I was the only person short enough to see through the neck. Anyways, there's a guy who was Clifford the big red dog.
Okay, yeah.
He kept coming up and hitting me in the back. And every time he hit me in the back, this post would come off and hit me right in the forehead. Well, after a weekend of it, I had had enough. So I had said to him, like, listen, next time you hit me on the back like that, I'm going to hit you in the face.
Yeah.
Which, we know me. If I say it, I'll do it. So it's our last outing. I mean, it's our last 30 minutes. We're out in the front, and there are kids walking, and he hits me in the back.
Oh.
And I spin around and uppercut him so hard, I knocked the Clifford head directly off. Split his lip through the hood.
Really?
Wham!
Nice.
Caught him good, baby. Caught him good.
Were any kids around?
Huh?
Any kids around while you did that?
Lots of them.
Oh my gosh. Any of them start crying?
All of them.
Jay traumatized a bunch of group of kids back in
Have I not made amends
25 years ago?
Have I not made amends for it now?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, Jay. Oh, that's hilarious.
But yes. So this story definitely got me.
It's home. Yeah.
Guy got arrested wearing Chuck E. Cheese. I mean,
that's horrible, man. That's bad. Yeah, that's bad, bro. What did he get arrested for anyway? What was it that he got arrested for?
So he was stealing customers' credit cards.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
He got caught on surveillance.
Oh,
stealing and using people's credit cards at that Chuck E. Cheese.
Wow, what a son of a bitch! Chuck E. Cheese stealing credit card numbers from customers. Huh?
Be cheesy.
What a rat! What a rat!
This guy.
What a rat!
This guy.
Oh my gosh! Holy crap!
You. I'm messing up words and you're coming up with good puns. What the shit happened?
I know it's a role reversal, right?
Alternate
Friday.
Alternate world. This is multi. And I think I'm darker than you these days, so it really is the alternate world.
You might be. I've been indoors a lot lately, so yeah,
Mandela
you might be.
Effect.
Yeah, the Mandela effect. Well, Jay, that's a great What the Florida man. That's a good cap on that, and I appreciate you bringing that one up, and not the other one that was a fake story, and the other one that the guy died. So I appreciate that. But that's going to bring us to our main topic here in a second. We're going to be talking, of course, about the legendary Hulk Hogan and his passing, and then, of course, Mr. Ozzy Osbourne. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with some more Dark Fringe Radio. Welcome back, everybody, to Dark Fringe Radio. Of course, I'm Will Martinez, next to my co-host, Jay Colosi. Jay, we are getting into the The main subject for tonight, we're going to start off with the passing of the legendary Hulk Hogan, also known as Terry Gene Bollea. Um, Jay, I mean, what one of the most iconic figures of all time. That has
him and Steve Austin, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, you're talking wrestling. Yes, absolutely. They're probably the two at the top, but even Hulk himself kind of transcended Steve Austin in a lot of different ways. I mean, he did a lot of movies as well, and of course, he was a very instrumental figure in the latest, or the current administration when they were campaigning last year. I mean, he was a part of that. He's been around the world here and back. I mean, he's had multiple careers if you really think about it. He had his spot in the WWF back in the day, as it was called. When he started there. No, he actually started in AWA back in the day, but where he really, made his money was in the WWF.
Yeah.
With Vince McMahon Jr. And yeah, I mean, throughout that whole run, I mean, I think it was 80 to like 94, 93 or something like that, where, he ran the WWF. I mean, he was the main event at multiple WrestleManias. I mean, he transcended that into, like we said, movies, and he's been, also one of the very first. Oddly enough, him and Ozzy are one of the very first two that came up really with the reality TV, with the family reality TV thing.
Weirdly,
oddly enough, I mean, Ozzy was the first one to do it with the Osbournes, but then Hulk right after he came out with the Hogan's Knows Best, and had a hell of a career. And then again, he revamped his career when he went to WCW, and I believe it was 93 or 94. My dates may be incorrect, but you guys please forgive me.
We're not here to give. Here's the thing. Okay, let's slow William down for a second.
Okay.
Let's let William take a breath. Let's take a step back. Let's digress.
All right.
Because then here's what we are doing. William is giving him more, but he's starting to give a little bit of history. He's just giving you a slight chronologically. Try that again. A slight timeline, if you will, without exact dates. We're just kind of setting up kind of how this man went from kind of a nobody in regional wrestling and kind of a nobody on a bass guitar to suddenly, I mean, really the role model of role models when we were kids in the 80s and 90s. And it was only it was the mid 90s when he went from being the drink your milk, take your vitamins to suddenly Hollywood Hogan. So that's what the timeline is hazy because we were 13, 14, 15 years old when these things happened. But that's when you're seeing an icon, a guy that really was superhuman. Yeah. He was Thunder Lips and Rocky. He was Rocky the main 3, guy. Yeah, amazing. He was, as far as we had known, the first guy to body slam Andre the Giant, right?
Wasn't though, but okay.
He was right, and that wasn't the first time they wrestled either, right?
Yeah,
so this is what we're talking about. But they sold the story, and as children, we believed that story.
We believed it. We didn't know any better.
We were Hulkamania.
And then when it happened, we were like, "Holy shit! Did you see that?" People lost their fucking mind.
Do you remember when we watched that?
Oh, God, Jay,
I remember it.
Do you?
We watched it in your room.
Okay.
It was at the foot of your bed. It was. I don't remember if it was
We were watching on a tape, VHS.
We were watching it on VHS. You had gotten it. But you were like, you didn't want to watch it without me.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not watching this by myself. I need to.
We watched the Mondays and the Thursdays. We did. That was one of the things we did was we watched it together.
Yeah.
So that was, you were like, I got it, bro. But we got to get it. So I want to say it was over a weekend night. I spent the night at your house and we watched it on the foot of your bed. And I remember we were like, who's this third? And I remember when Hogan got in, we were both like, oh, Hogan's about to Hulk out and get crazy shit. But then he didn't.
Yeah.
He was a heel. The ultimate babyface of babyfaces. Went from the best company, went from New York, went from WWF to a villain in WCW. I mean, heartbroken.
Bro, not only that, did you remember how much fucking shit they threw in the ring when that happened?
Dude.
They threw so much shit in the ring. There was cups. There was everything in there. I mean, people were throwing bottles, anything they could. It was, people lost their goddamn mind when that happened because they never thought that like you said, the ultimate babyface, the ultimate white meat babyface was going to turn on, of course, Macho Man. You know what I mean? His longtime partner, rival, back and forth. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, that's why I'm saying that's what made him so original because he was able to do that. Like, what other wrestler was able to say, "Oh, I'm going to turn my career completely around. I'm going to be a bad guy from now on." After I've been a good guy for like the last 20 years. How about that? Stick that up your fucking pipe and smoke it.
Balls.
That takes
Right?
balls.
Balls.
Yeah.
You gotta know, you gotta be comfortable with who you are. And how about this, right? What is the entertainment called? It's not basketball, even it's wrestling, right?
Right.
Okay. Before this episode, I went back and watched some of the Hulk matches. I heard a top 5 on one of my favorite shows, so I went and rewatched some of those. I watched 4 of them. I watched the Andre Giant. I watched the Ultimate Warrior. I watched the Rock.
That was a great one.
That was a great one.
Yeah, because people turned on the Rock on that one.
Truly his best.
Yeah.
It was that really kind of, the Warrior. And then just for shits and giggles, I went and watched the Shawn Michaels one too. So
the which one?
The Shawn Michaels one where Shawn Michaels
yeah. Where Michaels was selling like a motherfucker for him.
Yeah.
Like every punch that he hit him with, like Michael's like, "Bah."
Yeah.
He would take 2 rolls back.
Talk about two guys who would not let their ego relent on which one was going to be the face of WWE.
Yeah.
OMG, right?
Yeah.
So, but think about it. He was not a good wrestler.
You know what, Jay?
Those 4 matches, that's really about it. He was okay.
I will actually argue that I will argue that sentiment of yours. The reason why is because those matches that you saw, starting with the earliest one was probably which Andre would be the earliest one out of those 4 that you watch, or 5, right? Before that, he was actually wrestling in Japan.
I know. I just said, except for when he wrestled in Japan. I said
okay, yeah. So the moves that he was doing in Japan was fucking phenomenal. He was doing drop toe. He was doing fucking drop kicks. He was doing suplexes. He actually was a very good wrestler, but he knew that he didn't have to do any of that stuff. All he had to do was just his 3 moves that he had to do, and that's it. So he didn't need to put his body to the grinder doing all those fucking tough moves. But I think he actually was a very good wrestler.
So I'm going to counter you with this, though.
Okay.
Few people were built like the Hulk.
Yes.
Okay?
Right.
Even though he was one of the things that made Hulk really so special was, while he was one of the bodies, one of the guys that was, he wasn't like a Luger or even like a Sting, really.
He was just big.
He was just big.
Right.
He
wasn't cut.
It's not like he was really necessarily handlebar mustache, which was kind of cool back then, but I mean, he had the Gallagher look. But then this guy became an icon.
Right.
And it wasn't because of his talent in the ring, it was because of his mouth. And here's how I will counter he was good in Japan. Because I said he was good in Japan. Yeah. Here's why I believe he was good in Japan. Because everybody in Japan was so good.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when you hear about guys who were wrestling with Bret Hart and how he was infamous for making guys who were just terrible look absolutely wonderful.
Absolutely.
I do believe that there was a little bit of caring. I watched some of it. He is clean. He's fast. And yes, American wrestling does prefer it a little bit slower.
Yes.
We prefer to see these things unfold so we can understand the storyline being told, because we like to understand the story. We don't just like the mad dash.
Mm-hmm.
We like to be entertained as well as whatever.
All right, well, let's fast forward here, Jay, and let's see how we can separate between the man and, of course, the character. Okay.
Yeah, that's tricky.
And it's a tricky slope, obviously. But let's break down what happened. So back in the day, his best friend used to be Bubba the Love Sponge, very famous radio DJ out of Tampa, Florida, still doing it, still rocking it. He was actually the one that was saying that Hulk wasn't actually in a bad shape for over the last probably month. He was like the only one kind of reporting it, and people were getting on him about it.
Yep.
Long story short, he was right the whole time. People doubted him, and he was right.
Yeah.
Long story short, though, Hulk was at his house a long time ago. Bubba let him sleep with his wife. Whatever happened. They recorded it. Then the recording was stolen from Bubba, sold to Gawker.
Right.
Sold from him by actually one of his employees, and then one of his rivals ended up getting the copy of it, and then him selling to Gawker. That's a whole other story. Now he's actually coming out with a documentary about it, which is going to be interesting when it comes out. But long story short, Hulk Hogan is basically, overheard saying some pretty racist stuff in this recording, and he paid dearly for it. I mean, he was kicked out of the WWE Hall of Fame for a while there. He was basically he scrubbed from everything WWE, pretty much like how Vince McMahon is now.
Persona non grata.
Yeah, very much so. The persona non grata. And then after a while, it took about 3 or 4 years. Things kind of got up a little bit better. They let him back into the Hall of Fame. He did some more appearances. He actually did appearances as early or as late as I want to say it was when the Netflix debuted or Raw debuted on Netflix. I think he was on the very first episode of that. They booed him horrendously because, of course, of what he said in the past, and people don't forget what he said, and it's hard.
Yeah. Well, so here's the thing, right? And this is where it kind of gets murky. And this is where you have to remember the business in which we're talking about and time kind of and when Hulk was best. The thing I kind of always found about it interesting, as I've gotten older, I've watched a lot like the Dark Side of the Ring.
Yeah.
The villains, right? Undertaker, the Iron Sheik, right? 9 times out of 10, those guys were actually pretty cool dudes. Those guys
were actually the nice ones. Yeah.
Those were usually the nice ones. And the baby faces were usually the pricks.
Yeah, it's true.
Right? Which I guess when you really think about life, that's kind of usually how it works. Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? Front runner is usually kind of an asshole.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. The captain of the football team, everybody loves him. Everybody's, yeah. They're actually dicks to everybody else. You know what I mean? And then you got the rebels on the side who don't give a fuck about anything. Go fuck you. But they'll treat you right at the same time. They're not gonna be assholes to you.
No.
Right.
No, they're rebels. They're not douchebags. They're just
exactly.
Counter establishment. That's what we're called.
Yeah.
So I always found it kind of funny about that. So when it comes to Hulk Hogan, that's kind of how I do it. I remember, and especially for me, I remember that Hulk of the 80s leading right to that once he became Hollywood. I mean, I was already kind of losing some of my love for that wrestling anyways. I always enjoyed it, but kind of right there, I was starting to focus more on the amateur style, Greco-Roman, things of that nature. So for me, that was kind of where Hulkamania did die. It was not eternal. It was not immortal, but it was special.
Yeah.
And that's where I realized, I knew, especially once you start to hear about kayfabe and you start to understand that those guys can be usually pricks. I wasn't shocked to hear all the things that Hulk Hogan did. I mean, when you realize that he stole Bret Hart, by the way, for those who don't know, my all-time favorite wrestler.
Yeah.
And the way he got screwed by the WWF twice between the Canadian screw job, story for another day. But Hogan and Yokozuna, not that it was really up to Yokozuna, may he rest in peace. But Hogan stole the belt from Bret and wouldn't give it back to him.
Yeah.
What an a-hole. So, and that's just professionally speaking. When you then add in the racist stuff they said in that, to do what you do in your private life is private. But
so, Jay, let me ask you this: do you think people can separate the man versus the character? Is that something that you think that is possible? Because obviously the contributions that he's made to the industry obviously are very, very, very
well. And I think that's where things start getting really kind of murky for a lot, right? Because when Hogan was the Hulk, when it was proper, when he was drink your milk, take your vitamins, say your prayers, right? I mean, that was the Hulk Hogan I was raised on. That was what got me into wrestling in the first place. I was a Hulkamaniac before I was a hitman. So he would go do the Make-A-Wish Foundations. He raised a lot of money in behalf of a lot of things. Now, he was doing it because, yes, that was kind of the character he was playing. Kayfabe, you do everything to protect kayfabe back then. Until Shawn Michaels. So,
yeah.
But I think that does have, I mean, there was still a good served, even if it was done for vanity. It helped a lot of people. It helped a lot of kids. So that's where I think it gets murky for a lot of people. But again, for me, come the 90s, everything he did after that, because this is where it gets hard for people. He never really did come out and apologize. The only apology he made to the guys in the locker room wasn't good enough. None of the guys
it was because he was saying the lesson here is not to get caught. And people were like,
right.
Yeah,
there was no actual capitulation.
Yeah. It was more about that than it was I'm sorry. So yeah, you're right. So yeah,
Right.
Jay, I mean, so we have this complicated, obviously, individual who has issues, personally, internally, that he's dealing with,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
And then he has to separate himself as being the character as well. So, I personally feel that when person passes away, they kind of like at that point they've lived up to their sins. You know what I mean? They've kind of cleared their plate. You know what I mean? So if you want to call him a race, in my opinion, that's fine. But the dude's dead now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can call him a
His
racist
story's
all you
been-
want. You got to look at for the full face value right now what it is. He made a lot of contribution to the wrestling business. Arguably, to say the wrestling business may have not been where it is now
I don't think it would really exist.
with all the contract stuff that he was, he actually did back in the day. He created these, creative control contracts. May have been good, may have not been. Guaranteed contracts where wrestlers were actually guaranteed money. That was another thing. That,
Yep.
wrestlers were only given money, not guaranteed.
Nope.
So like you could sign for 2 years, but if you get hurt between now and month 6,
They didn't care.
that's it. You're gritzed. You know what I mean?
I was listening to Jake the Snake was doing an interview, and they were asking him about kind of how his first interactions with the Hulk and what he thought of, and he was like, "What I think of it?" He's like, "I went from riding a car 6 days a week, from some of the nastiest, bloodiest matches and some of the grossest, nastiest gymnasiums, to suddenly I was in New York City. I was riding in clouds, and I was all I had to do was take some shit from this guy." He's like, "I could do that all day, no problem."
Yeah, Jay. Well, I don't want to sit too much on this particular subject. I think we covered enough.
I think we covered Hulk pretty great.
Yeah,
he was an icon for us in the '80s. He was human, as we all are. We all make mistakes.
Yep.
Nobody's saying he was perfect, but let's look at the good he did instead of necessarily focus on just the bad and the things he wasn't able to overcome.
Correct.
Or understand. That's really more what it had to be. So, or what I'm going to chalk up to for me.
Yeah, absolutely, Jay. Well, Jay, that brings us to our main topic for tonight, which is the most iconic, in my opinion, heavy metal, representative, which is Ozzy Osbourne.
I mean, really, music.
Music. I mean,
you want my honest opinion?
Yeah.
Right?
Let me do a quick little intro, if you don't mind, Jay. So we're going to spotlight on one of rock and roll's most, and of course, metal iconic figures, Ozzy Osbourne. Born in Birmingham, England, John Michael Ozzy Osbourne rose from a very poor working class roots home to become one of the most legendary frontmen of Black Sabbath, helping to birth the heavy metal genre in the late 60s and 70s. With his haunting vocals and, of course, his rebellious spirit, Ozzy remained, and he earned the name the Prince of Darkness, and that's what he would have been known since from then till now. And after parting ways with Black Sabbath, he launched a very wildly successful solo career, delivering some classic albums like Blizzard of Oz and Diary of a Madman. Known for his outrageous, at times, antics and his signature voice, Jay, and unfiltered honesty, Ozzy became a global phenomenon, not just in music, but in pop culture, and famously starring in the reality hit TV show The Osbournes. Of course, we talked about that earlier. Despite his battles with addiction, health challenges, and more than his fair share of controversies, Ozzy has remained a self-resilient force in the industry. Inducted into the Hall of Fame, of course, and honored with a Grammy, his influence stretches across generations. Tonight, Jay, we are going to be honoring the legendary Ozzy Osbourne. So, let's get into it, Jay. What a fucking career, huh?
Oh my God, bro.
How many other people could have a career like that?
Uh,
You come up with one of the greatest metal bands of all time.
I
if
mean,
not the greatest, arguably.
It's the greatest heavy metal band because it was
I
the
agree.
first.
That's what I think. But
It's the first, right?
Yeah. And then leaves or gets kicked out, whatever you want to call it.
Whatever you want to call it.
Whatever you want to call it. I'm not going to get into that. But then he came out with a wildly just fucking successful solo career. Not those two albums, but there's been a few other ones on top of that he just did phenomenal work on, Jay. What was your first song of Ozzy's that you listened to and you were just like, wow, the voice?
Oh, Crazy Train.
Crazy Train?
Great. Yeah. So I remember my brother Tony. So
yeah,
my brother Tony
So let me pause real quick, Jay. So Crazy Train is during his solo career, of course, with the most craziest of fucking lead guitarists
Randy
of all
Rhoads.
times, Randy Rhoads. Yeah,
Go.
and this is during his solo career. We haven't even gone backwards yet at this point. So Jay,
This
go
is
ahead.
this is that was right off the very first album, right?
Right.
This is how so him and Black Sabbath split however they split, for however they split. They've clearly reconciled the differences. But he's just starting his solo career. He just left the most monumental metal band that everybody knew even then was the most monumental metal band that had ever been.
Mm-hmm.
So now he's leaving and he's going to do his own thing. And how many frontmen can leave their bands and go do it on their own? Not many. Very, very few, in fact. In fact, I could name you 2 others.
Right.
But Ozzy didn't just do it. He comes out with Randy Rhoads, the greatest guitar player of all time, in my opinion.
Yeah.
With what has got to be the most heavy metal guitar riff opening, with that metal laugh. Ha ha. I mean, I remember, so my brother Tony has this long hair, headbanger still to this day, and he always had music playing. Now, 9 times out of 10, it was Metallica. But this one day...
Or Iron Maiden.
Or Iron Maiden. There was a lot of Iron Maiden, too.
Yeah, he liked Iron Maiden a lot. I know that. I remember. Yeah.
He did. It really fit his Dungeons and Dragons stuff. So I say that like I don't play. I do. So, just not like that. Yeah. So, he put this on. We were playing a race game, and he puts this on. And
Crazy Train?
Like, yeah. Put on Crazy Train. And I'm like, yeah.
You're like, wow.
So, and I remember saying, I'm like,
yeah,
who is this? He's like, oh, that's Ozzy.
Yeah.
And after Crazy Train ended, he stopped it because he already listened to that whole album a couple times. He got it, I think, a couple days before that. He then put in Black Sabbath. Black Sabbath. So, first song was Crazy Train. Second song, Paranoid.
Nice.
And I was like, oh, so this dude just blasts your face off. That's just what he does. Okay.
Yeah. I got it. I love it. Right.
Yeah. One of my fondest memories still this day is me and my older brother Tony, who we don't always get along, haven't always gotten along. We always love each other, but we don't always see eye to eye on things because we're different. We sat
Tony.
Afternoon.
Yeah.
Just listen to Ozzy.
There you go.
I mean, beautiful memory of my older brother.
Yeah. And for me, it was the same way too, Jay. I kind of did the same period start where I started with Mr. Crowley. And that's like one of my favorite songs of all time. And I remember seeing a video. I think it was on what was that metal show that they played on MTV? The guy from what's his name? What band was it? What was it? It wasn't Slayer, it was Anthrax.
So you're talking about
there was a show on MTV. They played metal.
Headbangers
Ball. And so I saw Mr. Crowley on there for the first time. And I was just like, whoa. I was like, I can't believe the noises and the sounds that were coming out of this. Like, and I was just like, these guys are just like phenomenal.
Organ.
Yeah. And then I was like, holy shit, who are these people? And so I started kind of like looking them up, you know what I mean? And they were in magazines and stuff like that. And then I found out about Black Sabbath. Just like you. And my second one wasn't Paranoid. I didn't know about Paranoid yet, but it was Black Sabbath. Sabbath.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like listening to this and I'm like, it was dark in my room at the time. And I'm just like, what the fuck is going to come out of the closet right now?
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't into drugs at that time. I was young as hell, you know? And I was just like, I felt paranoid as fuck when I was listening to that song. I was like, and just his voice, you know what I mean? And he's like, what is this? I'm just like, what the fuck?
Whoa, I know.
I'm like, holy shit. My
It
hairs
sounds
like
like
right
a
now
Prince
are like on like point right now just because of that. Because
Yeah.
I remember the feeling that I had when I heard it the first time. You know, it brings it back, you know, those feelings and that memory. And man, when I heard that song, I was like, holy shit. I stumbled onto something fucking phenomenal here. And then I was like, oh yeah. And then everybody knew about it already. I'm like, well, I felt like the last person on the face of the earth that found it.
Well, okay.
You know.
To be fair,
Yeah.
your best friend
Yes.
had hair down to the middle of his back then.
Yes.
I looked like the third brother of Nelson. Okay.
He did.
After the
He was
rain.
like one of the brothers
Check
of ZZ Top, right? Yeah.
it out.
Without the beard.
After the rain. Right. I was actually singing that on the balcony the other day. And my wife goes, "What are you singing?"
Oh, which one? What song?
After the rain.
Range? Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because it had just rained. So I was like, "Ooh, after the rain washes away the tears." My wife goes, "What are you singing?" And I'm like, "After the Rain" by Nelson. She goes, "Who?"
Oh, Nelson. Yeah.
And I'm like, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Look it up. Google
She's
it.
only a year younger than me. Like she should know.
Yeah. Still Google it.
Still Google it. So
yeah. No, it's funny, Jay, because he was such an iconic figure. And he was pretty much loved by everybody in the industry. I mean,
everybody. I mean, did you see that the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction or that last Ozfest? Right?
Yeah.
Let's talk about Ozfest for a second, okay?
Yeah.
There's not another festival like it. That was another incredible memory between me and my siblings. My sister Gina and my brother Tony and I would go there every year. Would she get me into a fight every year? It's possible.
Yeah.
Okay, statute of limitations. We ain't talking about all those
It's
things.
past that. Yeah, we're past that.
But what we're talking about here is we're talking about the music that brought three siblings who were separated by my oldest sister is 8 years older than me. My brother is 6 years older than me. But it brought us together. Now, we go to concerts. That was what we did, and we did to a bunch of different concerts. But Ozfest was like the Super Bowl for us. That was what signified that it was rock and roll season, man. It was time to let their hair down,
turn up,
bang the head, and
it's time to turn up
for weeks.
Yeah,
right. It was time to get into a mosh pit and have somebody LB in the face, and you both look at each other, because you're both so crazy as fuck because the music is good. Or when Ozzy comes out, you stop all that because you're just in awe of the kind of performances this man can. Dude, speaking of Mr. Crowley, my favorite version of Mr. Crowley, my favorite memory of Mr. Crowley actually was at an Ozfest. It was that second Ozfest.
Really?
And as that big organ started hitting, right? Because it's supposed to be
a little bit of an intro. Yeah.
Right. And it has like that. It's supposed to have like thunder and storm sounds kind of in the background, right? Because it's supposed to be paranormal and like it was actually in the middle of an incredible thunderstorm.
That's awesome. The ambiance was perfect. Yeah.
So, and that was how he started his first encore. So he'd come out and played a few songs, right? Gotten everybody going, came off so Zach Wilde could do a guitar solo, which, okay.
Phenomenal guitar player, too.
Zach Wilde.
He's the shit. Yeah, he's the shit.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Guy's incredible.
Meanwhile, he looks like a fucking Viking.
Oh, he's scary.
Scary looking dude, right? He looks like he's like 6'5" with his long hair. He looks like he's like a Viking that just came out of the mountains.
Beard. I don't know how he plays the guitar with the beard so
I know. Long. That's the one thing I always wonder is like, doesn't your hair get in the way? Like your beard and shit?
His hair's probably playing the guitar. It's probably the problem. But he sounds like, holy shit. Yeah. That guy's crazy. So, but he runs. So then like everything goes dark and all the purple come up and you hear the organ, da, da. And you can see the thunder clouds started rolling in almost as if he had preordained it.
Yeah.
And that storm only lasted that song, but
That's crazy.
It raged. Holy shit. Thunder, lightning, sideways rain. And when the song was ending, the rain was lightening up and it was about done. And I remember looking at my brother and being like, dude, like, maybe you do believe that thing and maybe you don't believe in that kind of stuff, but it's fucking weird.
That's weird.
The Prince of Darkness sings a song about Mr. Crowley and literally these eyes open up.
Yeah. Who's known as the most wicked man on the world, right? Yeah.
God decided to join in with Ozzy. Like, how fucking awesome is that?
Well, you know what? Ozzy did have impeccable timing.
He did.
Right? Impeccable timing. And what I mean by that is like, look, he was able to go out on his own, even though he was in a chair, and perform his last performance like that in front of so many people and with everybody around him and all of his constituents in the metal and rock industry, all those people that just love him. Let's give a big shout out to Sharon, because if it wasn't for Sharon, I don't think he would have lasted that long.
No way.
I think he would have checked out. I think he would have checked out in the early 90s. because of all
I
the
don't think he would
all the
survive.
shit that he was doing.
No. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
So the way he went out, Jay, impeccable timing. He was able to go out on his sword and say, "Hey, listen, this is my last performance. I know it's my last performance."
He knew.
He knew.
And there was that feeling was surrounding him for everybody.
Right.
You know? So
Right.
I can't say I was shocked when I heard he passed, but I can tell you I was fucking heartbroken. I was out there on vacation, and it happened. I remember just sitting on the balcony. I was listening to some Ozzy. My wife came out, and her and I were talking for a minute. And she's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "This is gonna." I'm like, "Ozzy just passed away," and I'm like, "And it's really getting me." She's like, "Really?" And I was like,
fucking soundtrack to our childhood, bro. Right? Our upbringing. Really, at the end of the day, it was. Right?
I mean, just so.
How many times were me and you in the car, Jay? You driving and let's listen to Ozzy.
That's exactly what I was just gonna say. So
how many times?
Look at this.
If it wasn't Ozzy, it was Metallica. It was either or.
Really?
At the end of the day, that was it. Two selections. Yeah.
AC/DC got in that one too.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Thunderstruck. But it was Ozzy and Metallica.
Most of the time.
What was played. One of those. It was either Bark at the Moon.
Yep.
Blizzard of Oz. The Black Album.
Mm-hmm.
And Justice for All.
Yep. Ride the
Lightning.
Yep.
Those were the 5.
Mm-hmm.
Those were the 5 CDs.
Or Black Sabbath.
Or Black Sabbath.
Yeah.
Because that was special occasions when we knew we had big tests.
Oh yeah.
But we did. I had put these 4 house speakers in my car. We had wired them up so janky, but they worked.
They worked.
They boomed enough for.
You got an amp in there.
And we were in an '84 Mustang.
Yep. With a CD player in it.
With a CD player in it that was not.
Was it a Blaupunkt? Was it a Blaupunkt?
It was not.
It was not a Blaupunkt, no?
I think it was I don't remember what it was. It was not a Blaupunkt. My brother got a Blaupunkt.
Oh, did he? Okay.
But
people don't know about Blaupunkt anymore.
But my brother got a Buick.
People don't know about Blaupunkt anymore now.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Look it up. Google it. Google it.
Yeah.
Because
I don't think Google knows about Blaupunkt yet.
Yeah, I don't know.
So, yeah, man, we would just.
Yeah.
Mom coming home, Paranoid. You're talking.
Bark of the Moon.
Bark of the Moon is one of my all-time favorites.
Yeah, that song. Ooh. Yeah, that dun 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 dun. Oh my god! And then that fucking solo at the end. I'm like, come on, dude. How do you replicate that?
You don't.
Yeah, no. You just sit there and you're like, okay, this is what greatness looks like.
You know what's so funny though? You know what's so funny about Randy Rhoads? He was in Quiet Riot.
Yeah. And how do they let that guy go?
What?
Right? How do you let that guy go?
I think the lead singer may have put a gun in his face.
Oh, that'll make things difficult.
And then he had he had an opportunity it was the thing.
Oh, Ozzy. Yeah, sure.
It was days later.
Yeah.
It was days later. Somebody called him and was like, "Hey, that guy from Black Sabbath is looking for a guitar player." And Randy Rhoads didn't even think he was going to get it, so he walked in, and all Randy Rhoads did was plug in and just start warming up. And after after I think it was 45 seconds of warming up, Ozzy was like, "That's all I need to see. This is who I want."
Have you seen the video? I'm sorry to interrupt you, Jay, but have you ever seen the video of Ozzy? This is later on in his life, but he goes into a recording studio and he listens to a solo that Randy did, and he starts to tear up. I don't know if it's Bark at the Moon or if I don't remember what song it was, but it was an ISO of just the guitar solo without the lyrics, without everything else. And he's just listening and he just starts to cry.
It was in the documentary. If you go onto Amazon Prime, it's still free. They had the Randy Rhoads. It's in there.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, because that's okay. Clearly when you're talking about the life of Randy Rhoads, which was tragically short.
Yes.
Right. Nobody really knows he was in Quiet Riot, because Quiet Riot, it had a couple good songs. They had a couple, Come On Feel the Noise and Bang Your Head, and that was cool, but there wasn't a whole lot.
That was it. They didn't have a deep, extensive,
He didn't really get to expand.
Would you consider Quiet Riot like more of a pop metal band versus like a traditional metal band?
I would consider them an early heavy metal band.
Would you? Okay.
I would consider them early because all their stuff is pretty heavy and pretty fast.
Yeah.
It's honestly, it's why I think nobody recognized how good Randy Rhoads was, because kind of just like almost like Kirk Hammett if he wasn't surrounded by James and Jason or Cliff and Lars, right?
Right. Yeah.
So while Randy Rhoads sure stood out, they were playing so fast and everybody surrounding him wasn't to that level. They're great musicians, but they're not to that level.
Right. It's a different level.
When he got with Ozzy, now you have Ozzy as the main man, he's lead, but you're in support. So it's Ozzy's lead, but the guitar, especially when you're talking back in the 80s, it was instrumental.
Yeah.
To the sound, and especially
it's the good days when you'd actually let a fucking, a riff go, a lead riff go on the radio. You know what I mean?
When you let a virtuoso play his instrument.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. I mean, that's when there's a YouTube thing, you watch drummers play drums and you watch all these pop drummers, and sometimes those dudes can really cut, but you never get to see them do that because it's not what happens these days. Back then, you could Cliff Burton's bass solos.
Oh, yeah. Untouchable.
Right?
Imagine what if he would have still been alive. I mean, god dang.
What he could have done. What Metallica would have been like had he still been alive.
No disrespect to Jason Newsted and Robert Trujillo, both great bassists. I even say Robert may be better than Jason. I mean, but
that's general consensus. But I think Jason was a better fit.
You think so?
Yeah. I mean, I've tried to listen to the new Metallica stuff, and it's okay.
Yeah.
But there is something missing, and whatever it was that Jason brought, it wasn't Cliff, but it was style.
Yeah.
Trujillo he is the better bass player, but he doesn't have the style of play. It kind of reminds me of do you remember that there was a movie called That Thing You Do with Tom Hanks?
Yeah, absolutely. It was about the band, right?
The pop band, right?
The pop band, yeah.
So in their original bass player is some goof who gets left, and this guy comes in and he's like Wolfgang Buck or something. The guy's like, "Can you play our sound?" He's like, like, yeah, I think he plays.
I got it. Yeah.
Right? But that's kind of what it is. Trujillo is so technically good, and yes, he wears the bass way low, and he's got style that way, right? He's a good showman, but there's a style in his play that Jason had that Trujillo just doesn't. For me, as a listener to the Metallica of Met.
Yeah. Well, going back to Ozzy, Jay, again, what an illustrious career. I mean,
look how the conversation from where Ozzy starts us with music.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they can branch in so many different ways.
So many different ways.
It's amazing because that's how much influence he's had. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's incredible.
Incredible.
Like my thing is dying.
Okay, well, listen, let's play a tribute video, Jay, and then we'll get out of here. I'm going to play this tribute video, and give me 1 second while I pull it up. All right, Jay, I'm going to share this for everybody, and then we're just going to sign out after that. We're not even going to say anything. We're just going to go out. So enjoy this tribute video, everybody. We appreciate you listening to the podcast tonight. Again, check us out, darkfringeradio.com. And then we're going to be playing this video here for you guys so you guys can enjoy it because I think it's well done. So let's see.
I think I'm the rock and roll rebel that everybody's mother likes to hate, you know.
Gazing through the window